Dion, you mentioned adoption as being one of the key things to making enterprise social networks a success within an organization. Tony, is user adoption everything?
No, and in fact, I'll even go a little bit further that I'm not sure really how important it is at all. I think in an enterprise context, adoption is one of my least favorite metrics. It's a little bit like we used to talk about hits on websites back in the day. There's no real correlation between adoption and value. It's often used because it may be the only metric we have, and since it's the only metric we have, we're going to march it out there and we're going to try to measure ourselves by it. There's even, whole conferences on SharePoint adoption, as if that should be an end in and of itself. Really, we have developed models over the past couple of years that say, look, the most successful digital workplaces are employee-centric. I think we know this. And if by focusing on adoption means that you've created something, but you're not sure whether people are going to use it or not, and that you're going to try to get them to use it more. And the risk you fall into is that by focusing on adoption, instead of proactively addressing people's needs, you're kind of taking an enterprise perspective as opposed to an employee perspective. And the reality is that sometimes you can get great value out of these tools even with relatively light adoption. If the right people are using it at the right time to do their best work, great things can happen.
Okay, Dion?
Well, I'll play devil's advocate on this question. I would say if the goal of what you're trying to do is to get your organization to collaborate, adoption is an important metric, right? It tells us that the tools are being used and you can collaborate with others using these new and better ways. There's been a lot of research on user adoption for IT systems in general, but specifically enterprise social networks. And there really is this tipping point factor right around the 10 to 12% mark. This is backed up by lots of research that shows that until you get to that tipping point, you won't have broad self-sustaining usage of the application. There's just not enough people out there for you to collaborate with. And so it is important, especially early on. Early adoption of enterprise social networks is critical for longer-term success. So you have to really expend an inordinate amount of effort in community management, in internal marketing, and your effort to grow it. And of course, we know that there are ways of getting that adoption very quickly, and that is involving the senior leadership of the organization, having them use the platform by example, showing that we are, as an organization, going to be using these new and better tools, and the leadership is there. These can really make a big difference. Without that user adoption, you can't get to the value, is the case that I would make.